Look who's back. Yay. Yeah, I decided, you know what? I'm going to bring this deck back. So, since it's a different version from the one I used to run, I thought I'd do a deck list on it. So, since I hadn't done a video in a bit of a while, so obviously I was due for one. So, obviously it's my Sino Dragon deck, which this is version 3 of the deck. This time it's actually got the first time since the first version, it's actually also got a side deck, which will also be revealed in this deck list video. Enough prattling on. I'll start with the extra deck since the deck's main focus is something in the extra deck. I will start with 2 Stardust Dragons. Of course, only Sino Dragon that I'm willing to run more than one of in this deck. Of course, due to obvious restrictions in the extra deck limit. They really need to bloody bump that up seriously. Just 15 is not enough now with the extra XCs, so they need to boost it. But yeah, Stardust Dragon, Yusei Sino Dragon, we all know what he does. Jack Sino Dragon, the Red Demon's Dragon. Again, not willing to run any more than one copy. I've only got 2 full stop, the other one's in Disaster Anime Dragon. Black Winged Dragon, Crow's Sino Dragon. Well, it keeps me safe from burn damage, of course, and whatnot. Black Rose Dragon, I still like calling it the Akiza Bomb though. I think that's just kind of ingenious, that little nickname I gave to it. It's pretty cool. Ancient Fairy Dragon. Since I brought this back, I haven't dropped this quite yet. I haven't dropped all of the dragons yet, but hopefully, as I get some more games in, Ancient Fairy will make its appearance. Lifestream Dragon. I think I've only ever summoned this once, and that was when I was using version 2. But yeah, Lifestream's around, of course. Power Tool. It obviously need it for the Lifestream. Shooting Star Dragon. Decided I'm not going to use the Majestic Evolution counterparts and whatnot for this particular setup. Well, at least I'm not like maining them. So, got Shooting Star, and I have Red Nova, which I won an epic. Actually, I didn't really win it with him, but it pretty much gave me the springboard to win a game I had earlier tonight. Too bad he wasn't there to actually see the game through, because a douchebag next to me had to go into Chaos Sorcerer. It was annoying. Formula Synchron obviously needed for the Shooting Star. Armored Arm obviously needed for the particular Red Nova plays and getting it out first turn. Which I can do. It's situational, but if I can do it, that's good. Junk Warrior, an extra little change. Just because I've got Junk Warrior in here doesn't mean I'm running Draco Equeast. At least I'm not maining Draco Equeast. But it's just there as an extra help. Frozen Fitzgerald, it's another new one. I suppose it's a bit of a tech sort of thing. I haven't been able to summon it. I haven't been able to summon it yet because I haven't been able to draw into Junk Synchron. But it's useful. Same thing with Z-Man. A little bit more situational, but it is still there just in case I need it. So that's my 15 card extra deck. At least the ones that I'm running initially. Now I can go onto the main deck. Redragon forms part of the backbone of the first turn Shooting Star or Red Nova strategy that I incorporate into this deck. I'd really love it if it went back to 2, but for now I'm just going to have to deal with it being at 1. And of course it helped me it helped me get rid of the field because one of the opponents was running their deck in traditional format, and hello Chaos Emperor Dragon. Yeah. He had that, plus he also had Loki on the field, so Black Rose was definitely needed for that. It needed to bloody get me out of that tight spot. Oof. 2 Flamvale Magicians. Now, before I turn this back into my Sino Dragon deck, it used to be called Red Star Dragons, which was focusing exclusively on Red Dragon, Archfiend, and Stardust Dragon. And Flamvell Magician was used in this setup as well, and it goes in tandem with another monster which will show up later. If you know anything about this, you've probably already worked out what that monster is. It's level 4 tuner. Not going to get much use out of its effect because it only works when I control an ally of justice. 2 Junk Synchrons are useful for Red Nova plays, Fitzgerald plays, Junk Warrior of course, and just other generic goodness. 3 Deep Sea Divas, again for the Red Nova plays. I can go to Red Dragon, drop 1, special the other, Red Nova. Worked very well in that one game I had with this deck tonight. Glow Up Bulb, didn't see this one tonight, but it's still useful. Spore, this led to me winning tonight's game because I went with Spore, used the token, used a couple tokens along with them. I pretty much pulled a few strings and won the game with Armory Arm. So hooray for that. Effect Veiler, of course, always good. Always good. It's all the tuners, all non-tuners, and I'll start with the Trag. Well, just a brilliant card. Thank Christ it was printed out in the new structure deck, because this is a really good card. Yeah, it's gets a bunch of attack points, can change its level around, which means it's good for Synchro support, and some XC support if I can fit it in there. 2 Flamvell Fire Dogs. You probably saw this coming when you saw the Magicians, but the idea is that you would use the Fire Dog, destroy an opponent's monster, special into the Magician, and sync for the 8s. So of course, and yeah, because it'll only work with the Magicians because it special summons a fire monster with 200 less defense, and it's pretty good. It's a 1900 beat stick, so it can definitely go up against other irritating things like Kawakami or Drago, Thunder King, and stuff like that. Super Nimble Mega Hamster. Obviously, there's a reason why this is in here, and you've probably worked that out by now. Dandelion, another backbone former of the first turn Shooting Star and Red Nova, like Debris Dragon and, on a certain extent, Glow Up Bulb. Sangan, don't need to say anything about Sangan. 2 Raikos. So if you saw this one coming, you're awesome, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, got the double Raikos, which can be rezzed with Junk Synchron to go into Fitzgerald, can be searched with the Hamster for blowing stuff up. Treeborn Frog, because it's a froggy, it's useful. Level Eater, because it can come in handy as well. Spells, Stardust Shimmer. This actually got me my Red Nova Dragon in the game because it can select, if you don't know what it does, just guide through it. It selects the Dragon type Synchro in your grave, removes from play other monsters in your grave whose total levels equal the level of the selected monster, and special summon it from the graveyard. Used this with Red Dragon Archfiend. I was lucky to top into it, used it, went into Red Dragon Archfiend, and then went on to go into Red Nova. 1 for 1, another piece of the backbone for this deck. The idea to go 1 for 1 to ditch Dandelion, go into Glow Up Bulb, get the 2 tokens, normal Debris Dragon special into special Dandelion, go into Stardust, and then use a token with Glow Up and go into Formula Synchron, or you can use Glow Up with the other 3 tokens to go into Armory Arm, and then from there you can revive Glow Up special. From there you can revive Glow Up, and oh crap, I think I just derped myself. Oh Jesus, I did. Supposed to use Creation Resonator, but I didn't. But I decided not to run it in the deck. Fuck, so much for that. Oh well, I'll have to see if I can fit it in there somehow. Oh well. At least I still get first turn Shooting Star if I draw the right cards. 3 different equip spells here. I've got Double Tool C and D for a Power Tool, which I was considering doing, but then I realised I was using Debris to go into Black Road, so I couldn't go into Power Tool. as Megamorph, which we all know what Megamorph does, and Demotion, an interesting little thing. It was in version 2, stick around for version 3, decreases the equipped monster's level by 2, which actually helped me win because I got rid of I banished Dandelion to bring out Spore, so I was level 4 and I had 2 tokens on the field, and so I used Demotion to drop Spore's level by 2, and so I was able to sink into the Armory Arm and take the game. So hooray! My body is a shield. This is more of a tech than anything. It's probably going to come out for something else. I might see if I can get my hand. I can pluck a Pot of Duality out of my Disaster Anime Dragon deck and put it in here. Could be of good use. Book of Moon, all too useful. 1 MST. Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. Nothing much to say about that. Staple. Traps. Starlight Road. Do I even need to say anything about this? Zero Force. Very good card to use with Shooting Star and Red Nova, because their effects involve banishing them from the field, and so when they get banished, you can use Zero Force and every other monster on the field goes to 0 attack. It's very nice to annoy the crap out of your opponents. Descending Lost Star. Another just a good way to get out synchros. 0 defense, level reduced by 1, negating their effects. Of course, I can do this with Red Dragon Archfiend, go to Junk Synchron, bring out a Deep Sea Diva that was used beforehand, and go into the Red Nova. Or I can use Stardust, and if someone's silly enough to try to blow it up, I can just trib the Stardust because the Stardust effect can still work even though it's been Descending Lost Star. Because of course we all know that shooting Stardust is the cost, and the effect activates in the graveyard. So anyway, Dust Tornado, two of these. The reason why I actually start running Dust Tornado was because I had a bit of a horror. I had a horror run in a dueling network duel in which I had 2 MSTs in my hand and a giant Shrunade, and I couldn't use any of them because the opponent was packing a Sacred Village of the Spellcasters. So yeah, kinda screwed me over in that one, so I decided from here on out run at least 1 DT. Yeah, anyways, 7 tools, just to get rid of pesky stuff, which actually worked which actually did work in one game because my opponent was about to solemn my. It worked. Actually, I stopped a trap stun with this. Maybe weird, but I actually stopped a trap stun with this. It was in another deck though. I actually used the. Okay, I've completely lost track of that, so completely disregard that. But I did use it. I stopped a trap stun, and that trap stun could obviously screwed me out of. Obviously, would have screwed me out of a good trap use of a trap. Call the Haunted. Torrential Tribute. Mirror Force Staples. So now all that's left to reveal is the side deck, and yeah, might as well. Side deck, Dragonite Draco Equaste. Of course, I can just take out probably like Z-Man or something, because since it's not going to be really as useful, but I can go into the Draco and I can just put the Draco Equaste in there pretty easy. I've got the Majestic Evolutions in the side deck now. I just decided to do that because it was clogging up too much room, and I wanted to try a couple of different options in the extra deck. The Assault Mode monsters. Red Dragon, Stardust Dragon. Since when I had Red Star Dragons active, this formed part of the strategy, since I was using Red Dragon, Archfiend, Stardust, and all of their evolved forms. So I had Shooting Star, Red Nova, Majestics in the extra deck, and of course I was maining those. Marshmelon, just cause Marshmelon's good. Majestic Dragon obviously needed to go into the Majestic monsters. 2 Assault Teleports, because Assault Mode monsters are instant dead draws, and you can cash in and use that spell to put them back in the deck, then get the draws. Miracle Synchro Fusion, the only thing I use to go into Drycore Quest. I usually take a very similar approach with it now, anyways. Even when I do sight it in, because I mean, if it blows up, I get the +1. Scapegoat, just a random sort of probably side tech at the moment. Is it going to work? It probably could. A few extra tokens and a few extra defenses and stuff like that doesn't bother me. 2 Assault Mode activates to go into the Assault Mode monsters, of course. And finally, 2 Bottomless, just because I didn't have much else to put into the deck, and so screw it, just go to a couple random Bottomless. So yeah, that's it for Sign of Dragons version 3. So hooray to these heroic dragons who know how to kick major ass. Hopefully this deck will prosper a lot better than the previous 2 versions before it. Hopefully. So yeah, that's about it. I probably have a bunch of other stuff I can do later on. So yeah, that's about it. Until whatever the hell I do next, don't know what it is, I shall see you later.